In today's video, I have a exciting makeup tutorial, but alongside that, I have something else that I'm super excited about, and that's one of my favorite shows is The Witcher. There's a specific character in there, and her name is Yennefer, and she's played by an actress. Her name is Anya Chalotra. I hope I'm pronouncing it right, but this character, I'm so obsessed with her. She inspired me so much. I learned so much from her. I just love the way that she evolved and grew, and her challenges in this show. It just taught me a lot, and I love her, and I wanted to do a makeup tutorial. And also, I might be looking a little different because I'm wearing a wig. I got this on Amazon. I'll link it down below. It's so cheap, so affordable. It looks so real. Does it? What do you guys think? I love it. I'm actually gonna go run some errands looking just like this today, and I'm very excited. But yes, if you're interested, and if you watched the show, let me know, what is your favorite character? What do you love about the show? What was your favorite scene? Oh, I just love this show so much. And with that being said, let's get into the video. All right, so you guys get to see my bare face. I used to do this on YouTube all the time. It's really fun to get back into it. I have my heater on right next to me. It's really, really cold. But what I'm using right now is the LA Pro Conceal, LA Girl Pro Conceal. And this is really good, you guys, for dark circles. I used to have really bad dark circles underneath my eyes, but then I started using oils instead of like creams that you buy at the store. I started using natural oils underneath my eyes, and it completely changed my skin. So if you guys are suffering from dark circles, I have a few videos on my channel where I talk about it too. Is coconut oil, grapeseed oil, almond oil. These oils are so good for underneath your eyes, at least from what I've experienced. Look, I'm not a professional, but I'm just going to teach you and show you what has helped my skin, because so many of you guys ask, right? So I wanted to do, and also this girl Yennefer, she's captivated my heart. Like, she put a spell on me. I love this girl so much, and I've learned so much from this character and the way that this character has evolved. And we'll get a little bit more into that. But look at how that covered my dark circles so nicely, right? Just a little tiny bit of product. And I will link everything that I use in the description box below, because I know a lot of you guys are the same skin tone, skin texture, all of that stuff as me. And it was so hard for me to find makeup when I was looking for it, because not a lot of people talked about like our skin tone and stuff and how to find it. But the next thing I'm using is the Maybelline Instant Rewind Concealer, and this is in the color 130 medium. Here's what it looks like. You get to see firsthand, okay? You get to see it on my dark circles. I always do like to put the what is that called? The color corrector underneath my concealer, just because my under eyes sometimes are so dark that even if I put concealer, I swear to God, if I go out, somebody's going to tell me, you look really tired. And I'm just like, I'm not tired. Just my eyes, they look like that. So here's how I kind of blend out my concealer on top of my color corrector. Look, I'm not a professional. I'm just teaching you guys how I'm doing this makeup tutorial. I was so inspired by this character that I just wanted to look like her. Cosplay, roleplay, whatever. And she was wearing this little like choker thing, and then she had the cape on, and she had this black, like very ribbed, black, gorgeous stuff. Oh my Lord, I'm obsessed. Like, can you tell? Can you tell? And then after my color corrector, my concealer is on, I go in, it's called Graftobian. I don't know if you can tell, but this is in the color French Silk. That's the color that goes good with my skin tone, but they have so many different setting powders, right? And this is a brand, I think, that they use their setting powders on Halloween costumes. So they set Halloween makeup with this powder, and that's why I was like, I want something like that, right? So what I like to do, I only use this powder underneath my under eyes. That's it. That's all. Because I'll show you what I use on my face this is the only thing I use this powder for. You could use it all over your face, of course, but I don't really feel the need to because of the powder I'm about to show you. So I kind of let this bake. I let the concealer and everything bake and marinate, and then from there I go into my powder, and this is what I use. So this is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear. I'm in the color 250 Radiant Sand. And what I like to do is just take the little pad that they give, and I just go over my whole face with it. Look, you guys, I am getting old. I don't got the time to put makeup on. And I find these foundation powders just really convenient. And the coverage is really nice, as you can see, right? You can tell the coverage. And all I'm doing is just wiping it down. And again, I'm not a professional. This is just how I do my makeup. And I don't like to spend a lot of time with my makeup. I like to do it and make sure that I feel good and I'm confident, and then go on about the day. I just have too much to do to focus too much on my makeup. So this is probably not the proper way to do it, but I just wipe the foundation all over. And you know what? It works. It works for me, you guys. Like, I'm not the type to be sitting there right now with everything I have to do to dab all this foundation on and everything. I would love to. Like, it was such a passion of mine, but I can't. I don't have the time, the energy right now. That's why I love this foundation, because it's the setting powder and the foundation, concealer, everything I need in one. Like, as you can see, right? Did it cover up everything? My pores, my dark spots, neck, you know, even the shadows that your face creates sometimes. I feel like this makeup is just perfect for everything. So now, and here's the fun part of it, right? I always like to go into my ears. Please go into your ears and all the way in your neck, everything. Please blend that shit out. I used to know this girl that did her makeup when we would go camping, only up to here, right? So the rest of her neck would be super orange, red, tan, because we're out in the sun. And then from here up, it'd be like fresh, like caked up makeup. And like it looked like a mask. Literally, there was like a line from here to here where her makeup was not blended. It was so weird. Like, would you guys tell somebody? I didn't tell her, but would you tell somebody? Like, I didn't want to tell her. Maybe she thought it was like such a good job. You know, you don't want to burst anybody's bubble. But I just thought it was so weird. I never want to look like that. So blend your shit, okay? After I do that, I go into my eyebrows. Now, for my eyebrows, it really like differentiates because sometimes I have green hair, sometimes like more blonder hair, sometimes I have black hair. What I've been using is this Crown eyeshadow. I've been using it as my eyeshadow brush. So here is the brush that I'm using. It's like a slanted, tapered brush. And another thing is that I do my eyebrows at home, where I laminate them at home myself. And so that's why they kind of look a little neater than usual, because I just laminated them about 3 weeks ago. So they're still holding up pretty strong. If you guys want a tutorial, I'd love to do one. But yeah, I just use this powder and I go in and I do my eyebrows really quickly. I feel like on my face, I felt this ever since I was, you know, hit puberty. I just felt like thick eyebrows don't look good on my face. So I always kept my eyebrows thin and somewhat dark according to what my hair color looked like. So I don't pay too much close attention to my brows. I just like to fill them in so they don't look patchy. And ever since I laminated them, they just kind of stay in whatever shape that I made them into. And I really like that because it's so much less effort. And, you know, you don't even have to put makeup on some days because your eyebrows just look put together and you just look neat. Okay, now we're going to get into Yennefer and we're going to get into the eye makeup. What I'm going to be using is something I wanted to share with you guys for a while. This is what I've been using in my videos for a while now. It's called Exotic Flavors. It's actually a eyeshadow palette that my partner got me. And this is what I've been using in all my videos. If you guys have seen my makeup lately, this is all I use. And let me show you guys what it looks like. This is what the palette looks like. Look at those colors. Now, this is the first time I've shared like an eyeshadow palette on this channel. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is because if you are of Indian skin tone, my skin tone, okay, a little bit brown, or even darker skin tone than that, these colors look amazing on our skin. Finally, I just feel like I found colors that just mend with my skin. I have used, I swear to God, I've used Maybelline, L'Oreal, MAC, and all of these stuff. Every single eyeshadow creases in my eyes. I don't know why or what. I've never been able to wear eyeshadow. I'm in my 30s. And I've never been able to wear eyeshadow because it always creases. Anything I use, anything I use, I've tried it all, okay? It always creased or the color looked really gross. I don't know. This is the only palette, you guys. Every color looks good on my skin. It's so blendable. Oh my God, if you are a little bit brown like me, this palette is going to be your, like a painting dream, okay? It's like if you're a painter and you got your acrylics, you're a painter and you got your paint. It's a dream. So we're going to be getting into Yennefer now. Okay, so I'm going to be using this brush right here. It looks like this. I don't know what it's called. If you have something similar, use that. If not, use another brush that you have. But here's what I'm going to be doing. So Yennefer, if you're familiar with that show, The Witcher, I'm going to leave a recap thing of her character alone in the description box below. Go watch it so you know who I'm talking about if you don't. But I do want to talk about Yennefer specifically because this character is a character that after so long of watching shows and movies for the past however many years, this is a character that inspired me so much. And I loved it, and I loved it. Let me dive into why. Let's start off with the base of her makeup, which is her eye area, which I think what I'm gonna do first is cover it with some nude powder. But okay, so why does this character inspire me so freaking much? If you see her in the beginning, she is this girl, right? And she's different. She has like deformalities in her body, and she's just different. Her face looks different than normal. She's not normal. One side of her cheek is like extra puffed up. She has like a spinal thing. And then her dad sells her, right? I'm not going to give too much of the story away. I just kind of want to talk about her character because I want you guys to watch it and get your own interpretation of it. She stole my freaking heart, okay? So the first thing I wanted to talk about is her connection with... Oh, what I just used on my eyes was this flesh-toned color right here. After I do that, I'm going to be taking this Rimmel. I'll leave everything linked down below. This is the Rimmel Soft Pencil in black. And I'm going to be just covering my whole eyelid. What I love about this character and this beautiful woman is her almondish shaped eyes, which look very similar to mine. I have very almond shaped eyes, and I just never understood how to make them work with makeup. But maybe, hopefully today I do. But what I'm going to do is just kind of cover my lid with this black. But while I do that, I took some notes here. I'm going to show you guys. I took some notes here so that I could talk to you guys about Yennefer, right? So what inspired me a lot is her connection with her womb. Her connection with her uterus and her womb, her femininity, her womanhood, which was her power. And she sacrificed it for power. And then she tried everything and every way that she could to get that power back of her womb, to get the power to have a baby back. I'm just going to use a little brush to just blend that out a little bit. ultimately she wanted everything. She wanted the power to have a baby. She wanted the power to be powerful. She wanted the power of love. She wanted everything. What this taught me is that this woman, even though she sacrificed something, she did everything in her power to get it back, because she just didn't like the fact that that choice was taken away from her. The choice of being a mother or not a mother. So that actually really inspired me. I'm gonna go in and make these a little darker and kind of just play around with it, you guys. This is why I wanted to do this makeup tutorial, okay? Because I don't know how to do makeup. I'm just learning how to do makeup. You guys have seen me play around with it in some of my videos. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just having fun with it, and I want to teach you guys just to have fun with it, okay? You don't need to know what you're doing. Just have fun with it. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but you know what? This is completely inspired by this character, and I want to explore it. And also, she's hot. She's beautiful. She's gorgeous. I love her. See? You learn. Trial and error. See, the first time I didn't put enough. The second time I feel like I am very happy with it. And then you kind of blend it up to your crease just a little bit, and then you kind of flare it out. You follow the natural. Here's what I do. I follow it up to my eyebrow. So I just kind of flick it up to my eyebrow. Just flick it up to your eyebrow. That's it. I don't know if that's professional advice. Okay, so in several different of the scenes, her makeup, her eye makeup, the one that I'm portraying today, looked a little different in several of the scenes according to the lighting. So sometimes I felt like it looked like the green was just in the middle of like a layer of black. Sometimes I felt like there was like just a layer of green shimmer all over just black eyeshadow. I got a few different like looks from it, but what I'm going to create today is whatever the hell my spirit says. And let's just go right into it, okay? The next thing that I'm going to be using here is this color right here. It's a very navy bluish dark color. It's the darkest color I feel like in this palette, and that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use the same brush, and I'm just kind of going to go into the ends of my crease right there, just to make it a little bit darker. Now, one thing I really found so inspirational about Yennefer is that she sacrificed her power, and in that sacrifice, her choice to have a baby was taken away. And throughout the series, you get to see that she wasn't happy with that choice, and so she went on a journey to get that back. Like, she wanted everything. And I felt like it was such a beautiful lesson to me, because it just taught me, like, women have their choices taken away all the time. Do we not? But it's important to go and find out for yourself that you can have everything. And that you don't need to have your choices taken away. That was an important lesson for me. What I did is took that navy dark black blue color and just kind of just dry it up to your eyebrows, to the tip of your eyebrows. That's how I measure it. And then what I'm going to do is take that darkest green right there. If you guys can see that darkest green right there. And I'm going to put that towards the middle, towards the outer and the middle areas only. So like right there. And then we're going to talk about Yennefer's connection to her womb, okay? So her connection to her own womb made me really think about my connection to mine, and how powerful our connection to our womb is, and how sometimes women sacrifice it, you know, without knowing what they're truly doing. And it's a connection that we should nurture and grow and build strong. We should take care of our wombs, you know, our yoni, our vagina, It's our source of creation. It should be respected. It's sacred. It's our sacral chakra. And it governs so much of how much pleasure we allow into our lives, right? So I'm just gonna pack that on. The next thing I'm going to do is take this shimmer right here, this glittery color right here. I'm gonna pack that right in the center of the lid. Maybe I'll blend it out a little bit outer too, because Yennefer's lid, it had this shimmer to it, but it was matte and dark. So that's what I'm gonna try to accomplish right now. Let's see if it works. But I wanted to talk about specifically some scenes where Yennefer would scream. The scenes that she would scream, oh my God, it was so beautiful because I felt like she was screaming, like it just felt so real, and it felt like she was releasing so much through her screams. It just felt like she was screaming from her gut. And when you scream from your gut, you truly do release a lot. Oh my gosh. Yes. Love it. I feel like it looks like her makeup. Even if it's shitty, maybe it is. I don't know. But it makes me feel happy, right? That's all that matters, you guys. So you pack that glitter on, okay? Another thing that I wanted to mention is about how Yennefer, no matter what happened to her or who told her what, she came across so many people that would tell her, you can't get it back. You can't get your womb back. You can't get the motherhood back. You can't get your power back. And every time somebody told her that, she would just be like, you know what? Okay, that's fine. You believe that? That's fine. I'll go find myself another way. And I found that to be so powerful as a woman, to have that. To just be like, you know, that's fine. You can believe that. I'll find my way. And nobody could tell this woman otherwise. Nobody could tell this woman otherwise. And it was just so inspirational. Okay, next I'm going to go in with this Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. And I think this is in Jet Black or Blackest Black. But this is one of my favorite mascaras. It's really, really good. And it kind of lifts your lashes and keeps them lifted for as long as you keep the mascara on. So what I would like to do is just put on the mascara. I put on about 3 coats on each lash. So while I'm putting my mascara on, let's head into the next thing that this character inspired me about. So Yennefer in this entire series had to learn to control her chaos. She had a lot of rage. She had a lot of anger, and she just had a lot of resentment and grudges, and just built up a lot of tension inside of herself, and she had to learn to control that. I feel like that taught me that everybody needs to learn to control and harness their own chaos. Everybody's chaos is different, right? But everybody needs to learn to control it and harness it. And not only that, but also to direct it towards something that favors you instead of destroying yourself with your own fire. Okay, so another thing that really inspired me about this character, Yennefer, is she would take charge. Even when she was trembling with absolute fear. Like this character, she was this... oh my god, like, oh my god. She would take charge. This tiny little person with such a brave spirit, she would take charge. And even if she was just so scared and so terrified and didn't even know what the outcome would be, she still took charge. I'm gonna do 2 more layers on my lashes and then I will be right back. Okay, so now I have 2 layers of the mascara done. I'm gonna go ahead and put on my blush while I wait for the mascara to dry. What I'm using is this Sweet Cheeks by NYX, and this is in Citrine Rose. Funny I picked Citrine Rose, right? But I'm gonna be using a little bit of this blush with this little tapered brush. I just like to use a little bit, just a little tiny bit, and then I like to smile and find the apples, these little dots right here, right? And then you just, I feel like I'm boxing with my own cheeks, right? You punch it a little bit there, punch it a little bit there, and then you kind of drag. You drag it back. That's not professional advice, but that's how I do my makeup. Okay. The next thing that I wanted to talk about, Yennefer, is the fact that the more that this woman broke, the more powerful she became. And this is something I like to teach in my practice and my work is, you know, her power not only came from magic. Our power will not only just come from magic. It comes from healing our past, healing our traumas, looking our fears in the eye. It comes from facing your demons and your shadows. Power just doesn't come. Power comes also from knowledge and wisdom that you learn from processing your pain and your guilt and your shame and your fears and all of that stuff. And I feel like this character just embodied that so beautifully. That her power didn't just come from magic, but it came from the wisdom that came from her pain. Now in this series, especially when she had her makeup done like this, it was so subtle. Everything was so subtle except her eyeshadow. Her eyeshadow was very beautiful and captivating, and then her violet eyes, like her purple eyes. I wish I had purple eye contacts so I could put those on, but this is really fun. I'm really happy that I get to do this for you guys. And dude, like, come on. If you guys could play around, get yourself this palette, especially if you're of my skin tone, and play around with it. What is your favorite character? I want you to sit your ass in front of a mirror and just paint yourself like it. It's really fun, and it's so therapeutic, and it's so beautiful to embody a character that just inspired you so much, right? The next thing that I'm going to do is my lips. So her lips were very subtle and very natural, but it did have this pinkish hue to it. So this is from Poudier. I think that's how you call it, but it's a dual matte lipstick. So it has the lip liner and it also has the lipstick. So hers was a very pinky look, but pink lipstick just does not suit me. I feel like I still haven't found one that works, but I'm going to be using this, and I got this from Amazon in a set of a whole different other colors. Let's see if it works, right? If it doesn't, we will fix it with that eyeshadow palette, and I'll show you, okay? Hopefully it works. Let's see. But another thing that I wanted to talk about is actually, it's hard to line your lips and talk at the same time, so forgive me. Another thing I wanted to talk about, though, is the fact that there were some quotes in this series. One specific one that really caught my attention that Yennefer said when she was about to get possessed by the jinn. What she said is true transformation is painful. And it reminded me that changes come, and they are not always pleasant or comforting, but sometimes our soul is so ready for that change. It's just that our hearts and minds are not, because of fears, obligations, guilt, whatever, right? But when your spirit pushes through all of those fears, you have no choice. And I feel like that's what happened to her. Her spirit just pushed her past all her fears. And she just had no choice, and she realized that true pain is transformation. Pain is transformation. Anytime you feel pain, it's because your spirit is pushing you through something. And that to me was just very eye-opening. That true transformation is pain. And I truly feel like that. Like anytime that we have been through any obstacle, any trauma, any pain, any heartbreak, what happened to us? We transformed, right? We either leveled up or we spiraled downwards. Let's be real. It's either you go into a positive upward or a negative downward. Where did you go? And as soon as you're aware of it, you can change it and you can spiral the other way around, which is upwards, positive, if you're going in the negative direction, right? Fill my lips up with that little pinky color, right? Then I'm gonna go in with this lipstick really quick. Now, this is not the color that she had in the show, but that's okay, because I'm gonna take this and we're gonna make it a little bit more nude, because her lipstick was a little bit more nude. Right here, this same flesh skin tone that I used as the base of my eyeshadow is what I'm gonna use. I'm gonna go in with my ring finger and I'm just gonna dab this on to make it a little bit more nude. And that's a trick I learned so long ago. I don't know if people still use it or what, but if your lipstick is too dark, just take a lighter colored eyeshadow or even like a lighter shade lipstick and just throw it on over. Okay, so I think that my makeup is pretty much done, because I feel like what I got from her makeup from the show is very simple. There was nothing really like on her bottom lashes, on her bottom lash line, anything like that. It was nothing too dramatic. Of course, her eyebrows were thicker than mine, but I'm not gonna make my eyebrows thicker. And then lipstick was very subtle, and I'm just gonna blend out, you know, that baking that I did here. And that's it. That's basically it, you guys. The last few things I wanted to talk about is, of course, when we put my hair down, I'm going to be doing my hair because I wanted to do this makeup for the next video that I'm filming, and it's actually a video for the new year, which will come before this video. So you guys will see this makeup tutorial after that video. But there's another thing that I wanted to talk about, and it is that there's this scene where she does get possessed by the djinn, and her body she wants to give as a vessel for the djinn to get her desires, which is a baby, I think, right? And she's asked what she wants, and with all of her might, she screams, "I want everything." That scene was so powerful. It was my most favorite scene in the entire series, because I felt like it was woman coming out of her entrapment and just saying, "I want everything, and I'm not going to stop until I have it, whatever way that I can get it." It made me feel like women should not be told what they can and cannot have. And when they are, maybe for some time they'll be trapped in it, but one day they will scream that they want it all. Like, I just feel like it's such an innate thing in women, and we just kind of, reading that book, Women Who Run with the Wolves, so many women have just been taught to just be calm and subtle and domesticated. But in actuality, I believe that's not our true nature. We're fierce. We're also nurturing, protective. But protective of what? Our own cubs, our own children, our businesses, what's important to us. And when a female wolf gets agitated, she is ferocious, right? And I feel like we as women are like that, but we've just been taught not to bring it out. I also feel like Yennefer taught me that a woman will know her limit. She'll see her limit. It will be presented to her, but she'll find her way around it. Like, you find your way around it. You find your way through it. Crawl if you must. This woman crawled her way through a few scenes, and it just reminded me, like, you can't walk then crawl, you can't run then walk, you can't walk then crawl. I think it's a quote, but it just really reminded me of that. This character is so powerful, you guys. I felt like this character, Yennefer, she broke all her limits, and if not her, then it was outside entities, spirits, and just the universe that broke limits in her that needed to be broken for her to get her power back. Now, the last thing that I wanted to share with you was a perspective that I wanted to get from my partner, Kavit. So I wanted to get like the male perspective. He's obsessed with this character just as much as I am, but I wanted to get his perspective. And I wanted to share it with you guys. So I did write it down, and what he said is that she wanted power. And she always looked externally for power. She always looked outside of herself for power, which is true. But what she needed to do was look from within. And I found that very fascinating from a male perspective, that he got that from this character. And she obtained her power only by surrendering. But what did she surrender to? Ultimately, they gave her everything she ever wanted. She surrendered to love. How many of us don't do that? Because we're so scared, right? Weary, suspicious, fearful, or holding on to a grudge that will not let us surrender to love. But this character, she got her power back when she found somebody to love, and that awakened love inside her heart. You guys, this character stole my heart away, and I am so obsessed with her. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. And if you guys like more makeup tutorials like this, it's not even a makeup tutorial, just get ready with me while I chat with you. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you very, very soon.